So a while ago I asked on my Instagram about interesting cubing confessions that you guys had, so subtle plug, go follow me on my Instagram. And I just wanted to go over some of them, maybe have a good laugh. Let's get on to it. I blame my rough turning style in lockups. Interesting. Never give myself a +2. I mean, you know, when you're at home, I can totally relate to that. Ooh, this one is, if it's true, it's quite interesting. I drink lube. My favorite is Maru, but DNM 37 is delicious. I have no idea what the lubes are composed of, so I don't actually know if they're toxic or dangerous to your body. But if Maru was like, I mean, it kind of looks like milk, so if it were milk and it were safe to drink, I don't see anything wrong with that. But I don't know why you would do that. You can get real milk for much cheaper per unit. I cheated on my cube. All sad. I feel this sometimes too. Sometimes I like one cube so much that I feel almost a little weird using another one, you know? When I was young and stupid, I lubed my cube with vegetable oils and attracted ants is what I think it said. Ooh, yikes. Well, firstly, lubing your cube with vegetable oil would not make it turn better, and attracting ants just makes it worse. I hate ants. Well, they probably have some place in the ecosystem, but I personally do not like them in this house. I stole a Rubik's 3x3 from my friend. Ooh, that is kind of spicy. Obviously, theft is pretty bad. Don't steal Rubik's cubes. Don't steal anything. Backing up, don't steal anything. Yeah. Oh, I cube during online classes. So this one's completely relatable, and it's so much easier to cube in class now that you're behind a camera and you can turn your camera off, put yourself on mute, you know, the good features of Zoom. I definitely have done that. I'm so ashamed to say this, but since I don't cube anymore, I should come out. And I can't see the rest, but I'm guessing it says I stole a cube. Don't steal. I am sub 9, yet I only know a single ZBLL. I can kind of relate to this. I definitely got to sub 9 without too many algorithms. I high-key have a crush on Mats Volk. I mean, I'm just kidding. I don't really like 3x3. Ooh, I like 3x3. I get why some people don't like 3x3 though. I used to scramble my cube with cross so I can show my siblings how fast I am. I feel like I may have done this too when I was a little younger, because they don't really know the difference between a completely scrambled cube and a partially solved cross. I mean, I was like 11, so my confession is that I miss you. Aw, hello friend. I ate my tiny 3x3 because I had no other choice. I don't think these taste very good or are very digestible unless someone made like a Rubik's Cube cake out of, I don't know, Rice Krispies and fondue, whatever that stuff is. I've seen that before. I'd eat that. I secretly like clock. Ooh. The only clock I like, this is a dumb joke. The only clock I like is my watch. It tells me the time. Ooh, I spent more money on cubes than my parents thought I did. I think this is actually a really interesting one, and I've been thinking about money and cubing as relates to cubing recently, and I might make a video about it. But if you think about it, if you get a lot of cubes cost a lot of money. So I delete my non-sub 30 solves. I've seen a lot of cubers, if they get a really bad time, they either reset the entire session or delete the solves. I try to keep them because I like to see my overall average, which needs to take into account the really bad times as well as obviously the average and really good times. I have bribed a judge to not give me a penalty with a fill in the blank with your most interesting word here. Interesting. That would not be good. Yikes. I fake solves for +1 year. Lamau. Ooh, yeah, a lot of people fake solves for clout. I think it's okay to do just for fun. Sub 10 but don't know full OLL. So, confession or restatement of fact, because I still haven't learned the algorithms. I don't actually know full OLL. I haven't learned the dot algorithms. I probably will / should. I don't know if this counts, but I've had a huge crush on Allison TPC since like forever. The monkey emoji. Without cubing, I would probably be depressed. This one kind of makes sense. I personally do get a lot of joy from cubing and the cubing community. I don't know if I would be depressed if I were not to cube, but it definitely does add to my joy in life a lot. So I completely get where this person is coming from. This one just says I died. I didn't do it. I don't like doing averages. That's kind of interesting. I think it depends on the event. Like if you're doing 7x7, honestly, sometimes I do one solve and I'm like, you know what? That's enough for the week, for the year, for the month. Ignore +2s and DNFs. Yeah, I definitely do this sometimes at home. I once clipped my wrist on a 3x3 so hard it drew blood. That is really interesting. I'm kind of curious. Hopefully you're okay now, but I'm kind of curious as to what part of the cube you clipped, because the cube generally is pretty round because you don't want the corners catching on each other. Also, sorry for this fan noise, my computer is not handling this well. Alas, I cannot do anything about that. Started learning cubing way back in middle school in a misguided attempt to get ladies. Interesting. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of females in this hobby. Hopefully you enjoy it now, but that was an interesting reason to get into it. I hate 2x2. I mean, relatable, reasonable. I've gotten a surprising amount of girls' numbers because of cubing. I can see the appeal. I mean, finger dexterity. I think if you want to get into cubing, it shouldn't be to attract anybody. It should be for yourself, but this is actually really interesting. I really like these. Faking solves, 2 thumb this down emoji. Similar to what I said before, I kind of frown upon them, but if you're doing it just for a little bit of fun, I think that's fine. I feel like this is a third one. I try to flirt my crush by cubing. How'd that go? I'm kind of curious. I once lubed my cube with Thousand Island dressing and it turned out to be bad. I think that's the stuff that goes in a salad or something, but I don't think you're supposed to put dressing in a cube. Way back, I put sand in my Rubik's 3x3. I was like 10. And lastly, thanks to the cube, I met the love of my life, and together we do competitions in my, I'm gonna assume the rest says, area. That's really sweet. That's actually really cute. I like that. I like that a lot. Anyway, these were some of your guys' cubing confessions. Many of them were interesting, a little of them were spicy, some of them were questionable. But if you want some input into future videos like this, make sure to follow me on Instagram, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. See you guys around.